Hi, this is Cher with Psychicmyst Paranormal Network. Today, I want to share with you results of many years of extensive and complex paranormal research in a particular area of ITC. As a psychic medium, I seem to get a higher positive result rate as I utilize my abilities combined with my decades of research techniques and mastery skills in esoteric lost arts. Communication and learning from the afterlife is not my only goal, but making discoveries into existences of all kinds is where my research is aimed. In this particular video, I'm going to share with you my many years of research results of ghostly and otherworldly written word communication from the entities to me. Some of them have fascinating stories behind them. So sit back and enjoy the efforts of these entities as they left their imprints on this world just for us to learn from. All of the pictures that you are about to see are the results of either a PE-ITC session or just a regular ITC session. The difference being that the PE-ITC are sessions done with clients using their personal energy. The ITC sessions are experimental sessions that focus upon different experimental variables. The first word is Andy. One of the girls on my paranormal team just happens to be married to a guy named Andy. This was a PE-ITC session that was done with her personal energy. The next one says Avia, A-V-I-A. This was done during a seance on Friday the 13th with several clients. This particular client participated in her own personal energy ITC session, and this word came out. When I asked her if this word had any meaning for her, she said no, it did not. However, 2 days later, she messaged me and told me that when she was getting ready for work, she had found a package that fell in her closet. They were socks that she ordered. When she picked up the package and took out the socks, she noticed the name on the package. It said Avia, A-V-I-A. If you notice here, the letters are shaped the same way. They're capital letters, except for the I is just one straight line. This was a very unique and important paranormal find, as this was a prediction ITC session. The next word is cat, C-A-T. This was also from a PE-ITC session with my client. My client wanted to make communication with their deceased cat that had just recently died. The next word is cop, C-O-P. The client that I was working with also had a personal energy ITC session done, and she was trying to make communication with her deceased husband, who was a police officer. The next word is cry, C-R-Y. Also another personal energy ITC session. There's a woman who lost a family member, and the spirit who came through for her asked her not to cry, that she just wanted her to be happy, and this word came out in her ITC session. Another client of mine was trying to reach any family member that she had that was deceased. Both of her parents were deceased at this point, and she was trying to make communication with them. As you can see, her father came through. This says Daddy. The next one has some personal significance for me. This was not a PE-ITC session. It was an experimental session, and I received this name, Emily, E-M-I-L-Y, who just happens to be my granddaughter. During this session, I was talking about family members, so this was quite significant. The next one here, EVP, was quite appropriate as I was conducting an EVP session simultaneously to my experimental ITC session. The spirits were happy to let me know that they realized that an EVP session was going on. This one that says John with a little heart, this was actually an experimental session that was done at a state penitentiary that is now a museum. John was one of the inmates that were there, among many others, but he was one there that spelled his name that way. The next word, joy, Joy. This was from an experimental session. I asked for entities to identify themselves. The word joy came out, so this could be somebody's name, or maybe they were just happy that someone would make communication with them. I did a very interesting experiment that I'm actually still working on. It's been over a year now. It's called the love experiment. Hopefully I will be able to bring that to you soon. This word, well, it's actually an abbreviation, TLC, Tender Loving Care, came out, as well as the next word here, Leon, Leon. When I got this particular word, it actually came out together with this picture of an elephant. So I took that to mean that Leon was the name of the elephant. The very interesting thing about that was that during an EVP session, the word elephant did come out. The next two words are both LS. This was from the same client, but on 2 different days. The one here that you see says LS. That is not only her initials, but the initials of her deceased mother. There's a little dog in this one, and the client said that it looks just like her one and only dog that she had that passed away many, many years ago. The next slide also says LS, and it was the same client, but much later. The interesting thing between the first slide that says LS with the dog and the second slide was that the first one was a personal energy session, and the second one I did for her as an experimental session. The next 3 consecutive slides all say the name Ron, R-O-N. The last slide was taken using a PEITC session of my client Ron. The other 2 slides, the first 2, were both experimental sessions. The very interesting thing about this is that all 3 names belong to the same person, and that is my son Ron. The spirits in this house seem to really like him. The next slide is a picture of a question mark. I was asking a lot of questions that day, and of course this was an experimental session, and I got the question mark, which was quite appropriate. Can anyone say this man's name?
Greg.
Not Greg. Did the person that sent this picture OD on drugs or OD on something? My initials are in there, CAC. What is this? Is that a fairy? Is it some type of nature angel? Is it some type of nature angel? Can anyone say that word for me? What is that word? Not ye, yay. That is the word yay. Y-A-Y. Yes, it's a picture.
This is Cher with Psychicmyst Paranormal Network, and I want to thank you for watching.